Tonight, a Maryland family is still waiting to see if a mistakenly deported father will be brought back to the U.S. after yet another obstacle. Thank you for joining us. I'm Michelle Marsh.
And I'm Scott Thuman. There's another court hearing today as loved ones try to get Kilmar Abrego Garcia back to Maryland. And our Maryland Bureau Chief, Brad Bell, just got out from that hearing. Brad, what's the latest? And I also see there's a big crowd with you now.
Yeah, so I'll just give a quick scene setter first. Yeah, these are all the protesters that are here in support of Kilmar Abrego Garcia. The crowd has grown today, the largest group I've seen. You can hear what they're chanting, bring him home now, now, now. Well, that's not happening. I can tell you that after this court hearing, we have still no final resolution. The judge heard from the government in this case, lawyers from the Department of Justice representing President Trump's administration, and he made it very clear that the position of the administration is that they say they're following an order of the Supreme Court to facilitate his return, meaning that if he shows up at the border, they'll bring him into the United States, they'll take him back into custody, and they'll either deport him again to a third country or they will lift the judge's order that prevents him being deported to El Salvador and send him right back there. Well, the judge is essentially hitting pause right now. She is saying she's still not getting the answers she wants. Those answers are what is being done to get this man out of that prison in El Salvador. And so she's setting up about a 2-week period, not to get too deeply into the legalese of this, but to create a record. And so the plaintiffs can ask direct questions of those in the government who have direct knowledge of Mr. Abrego Garcia's situation in that prison, and then they can respond. And then after a period of a couple of weeks, the judge will bring them back in, and she says if they are acting in good faith, she may rule in one way or another. Now, she is not, to be clear, ordering the administration to ask El Salvador to release him. She says that is possible, that would cross the line and go beyond her authority in these matters. So, bottom line, another 2 weeks in limbo for this case as the sides hash it out. The government, the Trump administration holding firm. They're not bringing this man to the United States. These supporters saying they're not going to give up. In Greenbelt, Brad Bell, 7 News.
All right, Brad, thank you. Meanwhile, Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen is updating what he told 7 News yesterday about his plans to go to El Salvador if Kilmar Abrego Garcia is not returned to the United States.
I hope to meet with officials of the government of El Salvador. I don't know if the president is going to be in country at that time. I also hope to visit this notorious prison to see Abrego Garcia, to let him know that his family and friends are very worried about him, as am I. I think that the situation for both the Trump administration and the president of El Salvador is unsustainable because the Supreme Court, as you reported, by 9-0, has said the Trump administration has to facilitate his return. And you have the president of El Salvador saying, well, I don't have the power to release him.
We are also learning tonight that the Justice Department has fired an immigration lawyer who worked on Abrego Garcia's deportation case for the government. That all according to CNN.
Now, we previously reported the attorney was first placed on administrative leave over concerns with his handling of the case, in which he admitted the government chose not to share evidence about Abrego Garcia and the deportation effort.
We've been keeping very close tabs on Kilmar Abrego Garcia's case. It's made national headlines for weeks now, and you can find all of our local coverage on WJLA.com, and you can scan the QR code that you see on your screen right now, and that will bring you to all of our reports on the 7 News YouTube channel.